Now our Sunday Spotlight. 40 years ago this summer, President Nixon resigned. A crisis sparked by a foiled burglary. 5 men caught trying to bug the Democratic Party offices in the Watergate. Journalist Elizabeth Drew chronicled it all in her classic book, Washington Journal. And now she's revealing new insights, like Richard Nixon's secret plan for career rehab. George spoke with her this week.
You had the conviction that this story was going to lead to massive consequences.
I said, I just smell that we might well be changing vice presidents and presidents within a year. Now, this was a crazy thought in many ways. It was nutty almost, but it was just my instinct.
Is there a moment that crystallizes it?
I think the moment when we had the Saturday Night Massacre.
From ABC News in Washington.
Mr. Richardson, of course, was one of the central figures in the political and legal earthquake that rocked this city and this country last Saturday night.
When the president ordered a series of attorneys general to fire Archibald Cox, the special prosecutor, for insisting that the president turn over tapes of his conversations in the Oval Office, as the Supreme Court had ordered. We were getting these AP reports, bulletin, Richardson declined to fire, Coxon has been fired. Ruckelshaus, he's been fired. The FBI has moved in on the prosecutor's offices and sealed them off. We were in a banana republic. It was very scary. It really shook people. That's when the word impeachment started to get in the air. Now it's thrown around so loosely it makes me crazy.
Even after that historic vote,
the ayes appear to have it,
and resignation,
I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow.
Nixon plotted a comeback. In the book's new afterword, Drew details Operation Wizard.
He decided, they're not going to keep me down. I'm going to show them. And I'm going to be a respectable person again. He wanted to be a guru. And so he drew up a plan with his aides. And of course, everything has to have a code name. So this was code name Wizard.
Did Nixon actually believed he might be appointed to some position under Ronald Reagan?
He was a bit, I try to stay from psychobabble in here, but let us say he had some delusions. So he went to China because that was the place of his greatest glory. And he started making pronouncements as if he were president. And the other thing he would do is he would come back and write a report, secret report for the president, and then leak it to the press so that it got in the papers. Nixon was never boring. I miss him. You know, he was a very interesting man.
And what's the most important thing you think people can learn looking back at those events over 18 months, 40 years ago?
That you have to be very, very careful and very, very observant, and with any luck, focus on the right questions, not the harem-scarum, he tied his shoe wrong, and so impeachment. That this is serious stuff, and we have to hold the leaders accountable, but in a responsible way.